Hi guys, my name is Clarisse Ndinge and you are welcome to the African Diaspora News channel. So I think Equatorial Guinea is actually taking a piece. Why? Because they are chasing foreigners out of their country. So a few months ago, they released a statement from the national security of the country stating that all foreigners who do not have their residence permit up to date should voluntarily exit the country and go back to their home countries, and then from there process documents for them to come back to Equatorial Guinea. The reason they gave was that their presidential elections is coming up tomorrow. Their presidential elections is coming up next month, that's November, and in view of that, they want to make sure that there's peace. They want to make sure that order, is what reigns in their country. So they don't want foreigners who do not have their residence permits in the country. It first of all baffled me that, how is it that foreigners who do not have residence permits, for example, are going to influence the politics in the country? Well, that's the reason that was presented for the actions that they are going to take. So after releasing that statement this week, this is second to the last week of October, they released their police on the streets. So Equatorial Guinean policemen went into the streets, were going, basically to everywhere where they know foreigners live or where they run their businesses, to basically pick them up, take them to police stations, pack them up there and repatriate them to their countries. So what they have been doing is that they have been going to areas where they know that foreigners live, like in neighborhoods where foreigners live, in market areas where they run their businesses. They have been going there, picking them up, taking them to police stations. And when they go to the police stations, that's where they verify, okay, do you have your documents or not? And some people have actually reported to have their documents, but they have still been bundled and repatriated to their countries. So many Africans are affected by this, and it is causing, because it's ongoing, it's actually causing a lot of tension in Equatorial Guinea, because most of the small businesses in Equatorial Guinea are owned by foreigners, foreign Africans, as Africans from other foreign countries like from Cameroon, Gabon, and other neighboring African countries. They are the ones who are running most of the small businesses in the area. So you can check out these pictures and see how dry the markets are. Basically, the streets are dry, the markets are dry, business people are staying at home because they are scared to go into the streets and get picked up. They are scared to run to go to the markets. The streets are literally dry. It's baffling that Equatorial Guinean streets are dry because foreigners are at risk of being repatriated to their countries. So does it mean that most of the businesses here or in Equatorial Guinea are being run by foreigners? What does that tell about the nationals of Equatorial Guinea? So it's a very crazy situation. Just check out this video and you can see how they are literally picking up people from their homes, taking them to the police stations. Check out the pictures and see how police trucks are full, police stations are full. There's mass repatriation going on for Africans, especially other Africans. That's Africans from other countries are being repatriated to their countries. Most of them are being repatriated by sea, others by bus. Because it's mostly Africans from neighboring countries that are being repatriated. And funny enough, this their law is not being meted only on Africans, even foreigners from Asia. Chinese people are also victims of Chinese people are also targeted for this. A lot of them are under pressure. Most of them are hiding in their shops just for fear of being picked up and repatriated. So it's a very tensed situation, and this is not the first time Equatorial Guinea is actually doing this. They have been doing this for a very long time now. From last year, 2021, they were doing the same thing. Many Cameroonians from my home country were repatriated. Some people even had their residence permits, but they were repatriated. And it's even funny because many of the foreigners in the country want to get their residence permits done, but they cannot. Why? Because the national security is not producing the documents. So what they are doing is they are actually renewing residence permits of those who had previously done residence permits. So if you came to Equatorial Guinea and you never have gotten to do a residence permit, there's no way you can do it, because they are not doing it from scratch. What they are doing is they are renewing. So if you had done it before and maybe it's expired, okay, they can renew it, they will renew it. But if you have never done it before, they are not producing any longer. So it's crazy. It's like it's a tactic for them to actually get foreigners out of their country. But at the same time, they want to get foreigners out of their country. Meanwhile, the foreigners are actually the ones running most of the small businesses in their country. You know, Equatorial Guinea is a very funny, the economy is very, the way it is structured is very, very bizarre, because like I earlier mentioned, most small businesses are run by foreigners, especially other Africans from other African countries. And then the big businesses are run by nationals, and the nationals who run big businesses are mostly government officials. You know, so it's really, really funny, because why would the streets of the markets be empty? Because foreigners are under, you know, this situation. They are running away, so they have closed up their shops because they know that their shops are being targeted, their homes are being targeted. So they have closed it down, and you can see that the streets are literally empty because of that. So guys, what do you make of this situation? Do you think that what Equatorial Guinea is doing is fair? You know, do you think it is right according to them? Of course, there's no country where you would stay in if you don't have the right documents. But why not make it possible for people to actually be able to make the documents that you need for them to stay in the country? Why make it impossible or difficult for them to be able to process those documents? Is it an intentional thing because you don't want these people in your country? So guys, what do you make of this? Let's have a conversation in the comment section, and you will see me next time for another fresh news story from this side of the world.
Hey brothers, I want to tell you about a website called blackmenszone.com. Now, Black Men's Zone is a site that specifically targets black men. It's a place where black men talk about issues that solely affect them. Now, at Black Men's Zone, the topics will range from news to society, sports, technology, business, food and recipes. You know, some brothers got to cook too. Gaming, and some of your brothers like doing some of that. Health and fitness, got to get your workout on. Music, movies, and many other topics. Now, there's not many forums around these days for black men, and because black men have to create them. Now, this particular website is more of a forum based, something simple, not social media. You can write what you need to write, say what you need to say, get on, get off pretty quick. But if you're interested, brothers, to at least go there, and I want you to check it out, engage in the topics, go to blackmenszone.com, sign up for an account, and get engaged in the conversation.